Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever in the world, and welcome back to another video. This is not a Vlogmas video. I have decided not to do Vlogmas this year, despite putting out 2 videos for the entire month of December last year. The reason for it is I'm still having many problems with my software, my editing thingy-majiggies and what you call it, and yeah, I just really cannot be bothered and chewed to try and edit and things like that when it's not going to work in the end. So yeah, I've decided that I won't be doing Vlogmas, and I'm struggling to kind of keep myself accountable. I am staying on plan, but my sins are increasing a lot more, and yeah, I'm just really struggling because obviously I use this format of videos on what I eat in a day to keep me on track, above everything else, as well as being part of the amazing community that we've got. And yeah, I just kind of need that little bit of accountability. Facebook and all that doesn't really work that much for me, just because I'm not thinking about it constantly like I would doing a video. So yeah, it's been a bit strange. In fact, I mean, this whole year's been a bit strange. And if I'm talking a little slightly funny, that cold and flu that I was talking about a couple of weeks ago, it has returned, and today I have been struggling with a 8-hour migraine. So talking to the camera probably isn't the best idea, but here we are. You will also notice that haven't got a big huge cheese plant behind me. It's gone to warmer climate within the house, so it's gone and sitting in front of a lovely big window, getting as much sunlight as possible above a radiator. So yeah, that one's taken care of. I just need to make sure that I take care of myself. So what am I going to do this month? Well, obviously, because I'm not going to be doing Vlogmas, I still want to get some videos out there. I will still be doing my thoughts of the week video. I will still be doing my weigh-in update videos. But I'm also going to add a new video each week. More about keeping motivated and staying on plan throughout the whole of the festive period. And just kind of a little few tips and things like that, as well as talk about some of the new channels that I have found on YouTube that have been helping me, that I have kind of been watching along and getting a little bit of inspiration from. So I kind of want to do that type of thing. And let's be honest, there is enough of our slim and weight loss community that are doing Vlogmas. So beyond authentic health, if you enjoy listening to Lisa and Rufus about, their journeys and things like that, and a little bit of Lego building, then yeah, beyond authentic health, Vicky Simkus is doing it. Al, the Geeky Slimmer, Gemma from Gemma's Life. Gemma's just uploading every day almost anyway. And there's a couple of others that I have just totally forgot, so I do apologise. But yeah, I've wrote a few little notes down for this video, and I've wrote it on a big whiteboard, because my eyesight is really terrible. And kind of today is mainly about keeping motivated during the festive period. Now, obviously, we want to enjoy Christmas and New Year like everyone else in the family. We want to be part of the festivities, family, friends, that type of thing. And it's not often that we kind of force ourselves to be 100% on plan because we feel like we're missing out. Now, for me, I don't worry that much because usually in December I normally lose weight anyway. In fact, the week between Christmas and New Year, I tend to lose 3, 4, £5. It's been like that for the last few years, so yeah, not too bad. So keeping motivated during the festive period. Now, it's important to note that if you're following something like Slimming World, for example, and obviously I will be touching a lot more on Slimming World because that is what I follow, that you don't want to restrict yourself too much. You still need that little bit of enjoyment and things like that. So on the first point that I've got there is about set your food optimizing baseline. So we've all got a baseline in food optimizing. Usually you want to optimize it 100%. A lot of us usually sit around 80, 85%. And then when you totally go off the rails, it drops. But during December, now you've got work Christmas parties, just family have extra things in the house that wouldn't normally. You can't walk in a supermarket without walking past all of the lovely, glorious festive produce that is out. Chocolates, pies, all that type of stuff. And yeah, you just can't avoid it. It is everywhere. TV, adverts, YouTube, the whole lot, social media. It is just full. Unless if you're very kind of into the Aldi Kevin the Carrot saga that's been going on, and his lovely marriage. Congratulations, Kevin. So yeah, food optimism, food optimizing baseline. So I have put make sure at least 2 meals a day are fully on plan. And the reason that is a top tip from me is you need those extra meals to not feel restrictive. So what you need to do is then on your other 2 meals within the day, preferably all 3 if you can, you need to optimize to its full. So you need to be fully on plan, 100%, extra speed foods, extra free foods, and just really bulk up. I know if you go out to Christmas parties, things like that, they all tend to be fancy restaurants, pubs, that type of thing. So as long as you can keep optimizing on every other meal apart from those that you have out, you will be fine. Increase your speed food on the plan, like I said. You still want to lose weight. I don't often understand how people can struggle all year to lose weight, and then it comes to December and they just kind of lose all control and they put all the weight back on and then some. And then often you see them coming back into group after they've left around this time, and they'll come back in and they'll be like, I don't know what happened. I let myself go over Christmas and enjoyed it a bit too much. Yeah, there's really no point in struggling all year to lose weight for it to all become undone again at Christmas. Keep your free foods your default choice at home. So again, free food, speed food, just really as much as you like. We always say pasta and potatoes are unlimited. Totally use them. Use it to your advantage. And I've put there, protect your progress without feeling restrictive, because that's what it's about in December. It's about protecting as much of the progress that you've made. So you don't want to lose all that weight. So, it'd be stupid for me. I've lost 4.5 stone. If I just, from now until the new year, just totally forget about the plan, I could possibly put that on and even some by the time January comes around. So, everything you do, make sure you protect the progress that you've already made on the plan. And then secondly, which is a big one for me is choose your worth it sins. So, kind of be intentional with your sins. We've all got our daily sin allowance. Majority of people have up to 15 sins, and then there's 20, 25, or like myself, 35 sins, even though I don't fully agree with that. That is the allowance. And always think what treats are 100% worth it. And what I would say is normally you kind of look for the low sin value within treats, just a couple of treats, don't want to use too many sins. What I would say is it's Christmas. If there is a high sin thing there, 10, 15 sins, and you want it, you know what? Go for it. Go for it. Have your 10, 15 sins, 20 sins, 30 sins. And your higher sin things shouldn't be discouraged. Because you could easily, and we've all done it, we've sat there, we've gone, oh, you know what? I'm not going to have that piece of cake for 20 sins. I'm just going to have a couple of these little chocolates. And then before you know it, those couple of pieces of chocolates, you've used way more sins on those than you have if you just had something really nice and filling. So, yeah, kind of top tip there is use your high sins. High sin choice over many low sin options is what I've wrote. Keep sins flexible. Flexi sins is, frowned upon, really, on Slimming World. But throughout December, if you've got things going on, use the flexi sins. Some days are always going to be higher than others. And yeah, it kind of, if you're going out or spending time with family or friends and you just want to let loose, count your sins, or do your best to count the sins. Normally people will say, go out, enjoy yourself, don't worry about it, get back on plan. Now, going back to, protecting the progress you've made is, do not have 100 sins on an evening out, and then the next day say, right, I'm back on plan, I'm going to have my 15 sins, or my 20 sins, or my 35 sins. Do cut back a little bit if you're going to have a big festive treat with family or friends. Again, it's just about protecting your progress. So, if by the end of December you've had a couple of meals out, you've been to your Christmas works do, you've had a really lovely Christmas meal and things like that, if you have put on a couple of pound, £3-4 over the course of December, don't be too worried about it. That is kind of what happens with everyone. Everyone normally tends to put weight on over Christmas because there's just so much delicious stuff shoved in your face everywhere you look. And yeah, it's, let me know what you think. I've just wrote them down as a quick few tips. And yeah, I'll do a lot more videos like this, but let me know. So I'll just recap, set your food optimizing baseline. Make sure you have at least 2 meals a day fully on plan. Increase your speed food. Keep your free food your default choice. Choose your worth it sins. Like I said, if you're going to have a mince pie or some brandy schnapps or whatever you want, choose the higher sin over many of the low sins. Just keep thinking what treats are 100% worth it, and do flexi sin, but just be mindful not to flexi sin too much. So yeah, that's probably going to wrap up this video. Do let me know if those tips are worth it. If you've got any tips of your own, do drop them in the comment section. And yeah, I hope you all have a lovely remainder of the week. I will be back with another video on Thursday with my thoughts of the week, and then my weighing update on Friday. So, hope you all have a fantastic week. Do protect your weight loss and your journey, and I will see you again very soon. Adios.